That was just awful to see as the Lakers get steamrolled on their home court by our least favorite opponent, the Denver Nuggets, as their struggles against this team continues. Once again, the Lakers had a lead and some few bright spots that evidently led to the Lakers ending up in the same disappointing result. What's good? I'm Okechi Apakama, and this is the Lakers Digest coming at you with another video. And before we get into everything we have here for that game recap, I just want to remind you to subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. If you guys want to get those Laker updates, and thanks for us recently just passing 3,000 subscribers. So each and every one of you guys who subscribe to the channel, we really appreciate you. Now, let's hop into that game recap, guys, because that was awful to witness as the Lakers lose to the Nuggets once again. The Lakers lose to the Nuggets in that one. What was the score? It doesn't matter. They lost to the Nuggets once again. This is the 13th time in the last 14 tries that the Lakers have lost to this Nuggets team, if you include playoffs and the regular season. And it's just the same old story. It kind of seems like with the Lakers and the Nuggets, as the Lakers were in that game for most of that first half, and then it really just fell apart there in that third quarter. So let's just take a look at the stats for the Lakers, as Anthony Davis probably had his worst game of the season, scoring wise, as he had 14 points, 10 rebounds, only 6 of 19 from the field, so he shot pretty poorly. He did have 3 steals and 2 blocks, but he was just awful scoring the ball. And then Rui Hachimura first came back after missing 4 games with his ankle sprain, had about 10 points. LeBron James had 18 points in this one with 7 assists, 6 rebounds, but he did have 6 turnovers, as his turnovers continue to be a problem for the Lakers. And then Austin Reaves, who was probably the only bright spot for this team, he had 19 points, 7 of 13 shooting, 3 of 7 from 3-point land, and he had 6 assists to go on that one. And then off the bench, no one was really making any noise. Max Christie had those 12 points, but they were mostly in garbage time where the game was pretty much decided. So the Lakers just could not get it done. And like I said, it was mostly in that second half, as in that first half there, the Lakers were pretty competitive in that one. They were going back and forth with the Denver Nuggets. They actually had a very nice run in the second quarter where they got off to a 17-2 extended run where they were able to take a 7-point lead in that one. And they were really making the Nuggets work, especially in those minutes where Jokic was not on the floor. And then you had them really taking it to the Denver Nuggets bench, as the Denver Nuggets bench has not been quite well this season, as they have a lot of guys who did not return. And there's a lot of new guys and new blood really implemented into the rotation and their lineup. And if you take a look at the Nuggets stats here, and this is the reason why they were winning the game, really was mostly because they're starters, as Nikola Jokic showed why he's been the MVP once again. 34 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists. This is coming off a back-to-back and having a tough game in against the Dallas Mavericks. And then Michael Porter Jr., who always kills the Lakers, had 24 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. So he was even pitching in on that part. And then Jamal Murray had 14 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, which was a pretty subdued game for him, but he was still making all the right plays. And then Russell Westbrook, who had his return to Crypto.com Arena versus the Lakers, really showed out off the bench, 14 points, 11 assists in only 24 minutes. So the Nuggets really came to play in this one after having a really rough loss, actually, the night before on their home court against the Dallas Mavericks without Luka Doncic. So they really came with the right requisite energy and effort against the Lakers, and the Lakers did not have it, really, especially starting in that second half there, as the Lakers did have a lead going into halftime, and they actually crept it up a little bit to a 10-point lead there, and then the bottom just fell out for the Lakers, as it was just really mistake after mistake, as turnovers really did in for the Lakers for this one. And like I said, LeBron James was the one leading it for the Lakers, as he had 6 turnovers in that one. Austin Reaves had 3, D'Angelo also had 2, so it was quite spread out. And each and every time the Lakers made a turnover or mistake, the Denver Nuggets were right there to capitalize on that, and they really did a great job on capitalizing on those Laker turnovers. And that was really the reason that what turned the game for the Lakers, and didn't really let them get back into that game, really, as they just didn't have that right spirit or energy, as even JJ Redick spoke to it after the game, as this is what Redick said about the Lakers there in that second half. And he said, clearly the spirit to compete was not there. Whatever it is, we're not haunted by the ghosts of the past, just not the right spirit, as the Lakers led by 6 at half, but they were outscored 70-39 in the second half, which is a downright horrendous half that you want to have against any team there, and against the Denver Nuggets, which is a team that you know is always going to bring it whenever they play the Los Angeles Lakers, because that is what has been happening in the past 2 seasons now. The Lakers have to match that energy, and they really did not have any of it, with the exception of Austin Reaves, because I thought he was the one guy really playing up to the caliber of his play and up to the level of this matchup. But everybody else really dropped the ball. LeBron James, like I said, with the turnovers. Anthony Davis with the missed shots and missed bunnies that really did not help his spirit. And then you also throw in just some of the other things. Rui Hachimura, yes, it was his first game coming back, but he didn't find the right energy. D'Angelo Russell was non-existent. They were really sticking to Dalton Connect like glue, so they weren't making sure that he was going to go off at any point against them. So the Lakers really could not find anything on offense, as turnovers led to easy points for the Nuggets, and then that really cascaded there in that second half and to leading into that fourth quarter, where the Lakers fell down to as much as 23 in that one. So the Lakers just could not get it together whatsoever. And this is kind of unfortunate after they had a rough loss against the Orlando Magic in a almost a late game efforts by Franz Wagner with that step back three, and now you lose another game to the Denver Nuggets, which is a team that you has always had your number here for the past 2 seasons. And now they're going on to these next few games, which are going to be very impactful for the Lakers as we shift gears here, as what looms ahead for the Lakers, as the Lakers now they had a nice little stretch of games where they played some teams that were a little bit subpar and beaten up a little bit. But now these next couple of games for the Lakers, which is now exaggerated with those 2 losses, one of them which you probably should have had a win there, and the other one which was just a very bad loss, this Nuggets loss. This is the schedule for the Lakers for the next couple of games, and they're going to play the Phoenix Suns in Phoenix, and then that is probably when Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant are possibly looking like they're going to play in that one. And then you have a back-to-back going to San Antonio, where I'm pretty sure Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs want some revenge after the Lakers beat them there earlier. They do come home for one game, but it is against the West leading Oklahoma City Thunder. And then they go out on the road which is a very interesting road trip. It starts in Utah, which can be pretty difficult to win for the Los Angeles Lakers, as it's shown in years past. And then they go on to Minnesota, which is a tough team, and then Miami, and then Atlanta. So that is going to be a very important stretch of games for the Los Angeles Lakers, because if they aren't able to capture a few wins here, they can find themselves in a very rough spot there in that Western Conference here in this early parts of the season, which is the whole point of the Lakers getting off to that good start and getting off to playing well. What they're trying to avoid there and not play catch up towards the end of the season. So losing these couple of games here, like against the Orlando Magic and against the Denver Nuggets, this does not bode well for that stretch of games for the Lakers, but they do have time to turn things around. But they cannot be careless with the basketball, and they also have to shore up their transition defense, because that is 2 problems that are leading on to one another, as the turnovers lead to those fast break opportunities for the other team. And then once you have those turnovers, it's these live ball turnovers, which means a couple of guys aren't in the play, or say if a player falls down, whether it's LeBron James or Anthony Davis, because they're looking for, say, if they were stripped or fouled and they're looking to the refs, and then now it's a 4-on-5, 3-on-5, and then the Lakers don't have the requisite numbers they need, and that's why they keep getting beat constantly with these teams who are pushing it in transition. So the Lakers have to figure out a way to remedy that, and it just, I think for me, it starts with just taking care of the basketball on the offensive side of the ball, so you don't give these teams these easy runouts, these easy layups, these easy lanes, because you're being careless with the basketball. And it is one thing if a team is trying to create those turnovers, like say a team like the Orlando Magic, which have a lot of ball pressure guards and a lot of length there on the wings. But if you're going against a team like the Denver Nuggets, where the Lakers just had this game there was a lot of turnovers that were just very careless, whether it was just missing a guy on a pass or throwing it a little too hard on somebody who was underneath the basket, or if they're a little too close to another player, and just throwing passes just right in the middle of passing lanes where stretched out arms of defenders are. So the Lakers have to really shore up that, or this is going to keep continuing to kill them, especially against teams that love to get out on the break and have some athletes that can run there. So these next couple of games is going to be huge for the Lakers, and see if they're able to bounce back here and sort of get some rhythm. Luckily, there are some NBA Cup games on the schedule, and those are games the Lakers tend to do pretty well in, because they go in there with that a little extra juice, as they have yet to lose a game in the NBA Cup. But we're going to see what happens as they play the Phoenix Suns on Tuesday. But that's probably going to be it for this video, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe. Like I said earlier in the video, there's still about 83% of you guys who are not subscribed to the channel who have recently watched our videos. And if you guys want more of that, like news, like your updates, game recaps, just every and all things LA Lakers, you guys are going to come right here to Lakers Digest, so you don't miss any of those updates. Now, with that out the way, I've been your host, Okechi Apakama, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.